Hey there, folks, and welcome back to the Xiongnu Campaign. Last time, we did a little bit of internal management stuff, setting up a holy site in Longcheng for our favorite deity, Akana, getting some extra bonuses to those effects. And additionally, we took on our early game ally, Guyan, now, of course, an enemy and then a part of our nation, in a a very successful, very quick war. Only took a couple of minutes, honestly, and ultimately we secured a new borderline with Jiru, who is going to be our last target in the area for quite a while, as that is the extent of the Mobe region up here. We also claimed this impassable desert area, which makes our nation look quite a bit larger. I actually have to keep zooming out further and further for when I start the episode. I want to have my whole nation be on the screen, so that's kind of nice. Now, we're at a point in the campaign, despite being only, I think this is the 11th part, so basically the 11th hour of the campaign. 22 years into the campaign in game time, I think we're doing pretty well. I think that to some extent my min-max mindset from the Monopia campaign has definitely followed me into this campaign, where I had many fewer hurdles early on, so I think we're doing quite well. This is definitely a different style of play, so I do want to apologize if I've been a little all over the place with my strategies and planning. I haven't played a campaign this wide in quite a long time, and probably never on the channel, honestly, just because of the way migratory tribes work. But we are taking full advantage of that, and it's definitely been very fun. Anyways, so let's go ahead and resume here. Something I thought about doing this episode was actually using my fairly high stability to do some tribal migration stuff. And the issue we're going to come across here is population. So the way tribal migration works is you use the migrate button in a place. So let's, for example, click on Longcheng. We're not going to do it from Longcheng, but just as an example. Essentially what it does is all of the pops of the location are turned into migration units. And assuming that this works, let's see here. Okay, actually it does say here that it works the same way. So in the base game and in this mod, migration units settle into uncolonized locations and become your population. So you can basically take a location where you're allowed to do a migration and relocate them, and they become tribesmen of your culture and religion. And so basically, if you have a large population tile with many, in our situation, non-Hu, non-Xiongnu, culture and religion, in theory what we can do is use migration to both assimilate and convert them, and also to take over more territory. And this is an alternative to using gold to do colonization, which of course, as we've seen, is possible, but is very expensive and involves shifting our population around in kind of weird ways. So in this episode, we're going to let our AE continue to fall. I think the time limit that we're dealing with here is 76 for our war with Jushi. Let me see if I can find a truce with Jushi. Let's see here. Yeah, 1st of September, 476. We are going to be in peacetime for quite a while here, so I think what we're going to do is just take it easy. Now, something else I thought about that I'll mention before we unpause here is the issue of fortifying my provinces. So I've commented before that maybe building forts in my provincial capitals may not be as good of a use of them as in the past, thanks to these, like, for example, locations up here being so far away from the frontier that realistically no one's ever going to come up here. And I've actually kind of backed off of that position because we do still reliably have barbarian spawnings over in these areas. Maybe not so much in this particular tile as an example, but we've seen barbarians spawn in locations around here. Yeah, the barbs can spawn around here. There's probably some other spots as well. Let's see. It's actually hard to even see where it's uncolonized. I guess maybe it's just that one spot over here. Whatever the case, we've seen situations such as our war with, I think it was our war with Yueji. I don't remember which war it was, where multiple barb armies spawned in succession just by coincidence. And having forts in the back of our nation does help with that. And additionally, at the end of the day, it is still good to have some amount of protection for those provinces, because as we've seen in some wars, if an enemy, even a 500 stack, manages to slip into our backline, they can roam around capping multiple back area provinces with very little that we can do about it, both because it takes so long to travel around here. So if it's, for example, a 500 stack of cavalry forces, we can't really do anything about that. We can't re-raise more people up here because we can only raise the levy all at one time, and they'd all be in the south on our borderlands. And so, to some extent, the forts do have a purpose. And so I know that they're expensive, and I'm thinking that what I probably want to do, let me also go ahead and lower this stuff while I'm looking at the screen here. Something I probably do want to do is look for ways to further reduce fort maintenance. But we definitely need to have those forts on our borderlands. That's definitely pretty non-negotiable. So at the end of the day, we do still need to deal with quite a lot of fort maintenance either way. All that being said, I think we went ahead and we did sell everybody. Yep. How long is our modifier for at the moment? Okay, so 475. So we will run out of this modifier before we have the chance to go to war again. I should have probably saved a high martial character in light of that. Did not think about that. Oh well, let's go ahead and I think we resume now. I guess first let me check and see. Alright, let's resume. For what it's worth, we have a truce with Giru until 76. So the Giru truce is not going to be very long for some reason. I'm not really sure why. I don't know why the Jushi truce is so long. I guess because we took Jushi territory? Not really sure what the issue is, but we have a long truce with Jushi. It is what it is. Horses to Wei. That sounds fine. What is our trade situation here? Are we trading for... We're trading for elephants. Yeah, I think we're good here. So I think what we want to do now is prioritize settling this stuff over here. I believe, yeah, this is all Xiongnu population. So we're at a point now where it's important to actually settle this to both get the Xiongnu tribesmen into our nation, where they're going to be producing manpower and taxes to a small extent at least, and to secure this area of Mobe before somebody else comes in here. I'd really prefer not to have to actually, for example, fight Yan or other people that are in these very distant regions I'm not looking to go into at the moment. And for what it's worth, in the long term, I guess we'll talk for a second about the long term here, I will eventually want to control this corner of the map, whether that means all the way over to Japan. Not sure about that yet. In real history, the real-life future equivalent of this nation, the Mongols, did try to invade Japan. Didn't go so well, but yeah, we certainly could try to do something with the Japanese. This is a very early point in history before the Japanese really consolidated into the more concerning form they would take later in the Middle Ages and after that. Qin wants horses, that's good. That means Qin is not thinking about attacking us necessarily. I guess they could be, but they're hedging their bets. Right. Yeah, the fact that we were considered a competing power is going to present an issue, but I think we can still possibly overcome that. We just need to improve our diplomatic reputation, which we're working on. So yeah, we just got to keep at it. Are we already paying to improve opinion? I think we need to wait a bit longer. This isn't going to be worth it yet, because it'll hit the cap pretty quick. I think we just keep waiting. Treatment successful. Chelu Dugu has received treatment for an ailment for some time now, thanks to the superb skills of Yij Hixi Dugu, the apothecary. This guy's 23. He looks very old. He needs to do some... He needs to apply his superb skills to himself. Who oversees the... That was really mean. I'm sorry, Yixi. That was uncalled for. Who oversees the mysterious medical arts, it would seem a full recovery has been made. Alright, this guy has been cured of Mentagra, so that is pretty cool. Good. Glad to see Chele doing well. 12k maximum manpower. If you take a shot every time I exclaim with glee at my growing manpower, I'm sorry for killing you several hours ago, but yeah, it's pretty wild. Yeah, so, okay. Why do we have such bad stability gain right now? I think it's from AE. Why did our stability just suddenly become super bad? We must have had some sort of modifier going that was giving us extra stability that ran out. Okay, so because we're now into negative stability, I think this is a good time to do a migration and sort of try that out. I haven't really done many migrations before, so I need to kind of see how this works. So let's plan this out fairly carefully here. So we need to find a place with enough people to do the migration safely, but also a place where it's not going to screw up everything if we did a migration. Let's see here. So ideally we want some place that has a lot of non-Xiongnu in order to maximize the effect of settling turning pops into Xiongnu tribesmen. So perhaps somewhere over here. Can I find a place? Oh, actually, no, I need there to... Okay, never mind. We need to find a place that where the dominant culture is Xiongnu, but maybe it has quite a lot of non-Xiongnu while still being... Let's see, would this work? Okay, here's a good example. We've got 3 Xiongnu. Oh, you know what? Okay, I was about to say Xiongnu aren't the majority. All that matters is actually that Xiongnu is the plurality. We just need Xiongnu to be the most common culture, not more than 50% of the culture. So Jihai is a great example of a location where a migration would make a lot of sense. Now, the issue is Jihai is also a fort, and I'm worried that if I migrate out of Jihai, the fort may be destroyed. I'm not sure how this would work. So maybe what I should do is, to the extent that I can, maybe move tribesmen into a non-fortified location to do this migration idea. Ooh, actually Barkol is a really good spot for it if I can get enough Jihai in here. Yeah, because Barkol has a lot of people, and I don't mind depopulating Barkol because I can pretty easily repopulate it from Yiwu, or from the area. Maybe not from Yiwu specifically. Okay, let me look at it like this. I have to basically... So unless I do it from within my own heartland, which I guess I could do. I could do it from just a 3-pop place. The issue is, clicking the migration button has a flat cost. It's not scaled with the amount of population I'd be moving. At least I don't think it is. Let me see really quick here. Yeah, it's a flat cost. So it's actually better to go somewhere where there is more people. So yeah, so Jihai is a really good spot. Yeah, actually, you know what I can do? I can move the tribesmen and the slaves to another spot and do it from there. So let me plan this out here. Where is the most Xiongnu? So if we move them into South Jihai. Okay, let's give this a try. Also, I think for the first time this entire game, I'm going to go ahead and I think I should trade for vegetables for the slave movement. The question is, if I stop some of my other trades to trade for vegetables, will I get those trades back? I guess that's, let's see. Gemstones still available. All right, good. Spice. Hold on, no. Spice is... Where's Spice? Spice is still available. Okay, good. Let's trade for vegetables with Chin for just a moment here to get the slave movement modifier bonus. Okay, let's give this a try. So over in the Jihai area, because we have a lot of population to work with over here, let's move them... We just need a plurality. So we need a plurality of Xiongnu. Let's try moving them into South Jihai. I think that's probably our best bet. Because there's 2 Xiongnu, 1 non-Xiongnu. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Alright, so let's move. And I think this does also turn the slaves into migration. So this is also a way to make slaves into tribesmen, which is actually quite good. You know, now that I think about it, let me actually not do this specific spot here necessarily. Let me back out here and explain. I think what I want to do is use migration as a potential way to lower my slave population. I don't actually want to have this many slaves. They are not a great population for me right now compared to tribesmen. And so what I should do is actually try to use migration both to get migratory settlers and also to get rid of slaves, because it turns them into migrators, which then become tribesmen. So if I can find a bunch of slaves that I can I can also use Xiongnu slaves as well. So let me try migration from let me set up a migration out of a place next to Longcheng. I can recolonize from Longcheng super easily, so let's do it over here first. You know, no need to get too complicated. So let's pick a spot, for example, here. Southwest Anhui already has 2 Xiongnu. Let me move all the slaves from Longcheng. Alright, so now we've got 9. We actually can already do a migration because all these slaves, we have 4 Xiongnu in total, and we don't have anywhere near that much for other groups. So now we can move other population that are not Xiongnu. Actually, there's only Xiongnu left. I guess we could do a, I should probably stuff it even more, shouldn't I? Just to be thorough. Because Xiongnu should have enough to support colonization of Southwest Anhui with its current population. Yeah. It's overwhelmingly Xiongnu. Yeah, we should be fine. We should be fine. Okay. I guess I can move a couple more other Xiongnu in here. Let's not move any more from Longcheng. I can move them from South Anhui. Let's just stuff it as much as we can here. With all the slaves especially. Alright, that'll have to do. Okay, we're looking at 11 units. I think we'll test this out with this group and give this a try. Alright, about 5 stability, 11 migration units. Yeah, that negative centralization bonus to that migration cost is really good. Stability drop. Alright, now we can immediately recolonize it from Xiongnu using money. 10 gold, that's fine. Okay. Alright. This is kind of exciting. Let's give this a try. So the first Xiongnu migration at no effective cost. Okay, so let's see how settling works. So we can settle in territory that we directly control, which is what I thought, and I think we can also settle in territory that's uncolonized. So by the way, even if I'm wrong and we can't settle in uncolonized, this is still really good because we can move Xiongnu units and become Xiongnu tribesmen next to uncolonized locations and then use them to do money colonization later. So assuming this works the way that I think it does, I think we need to have 4 colonizers in Darkhan to take it over. And I guess, should I do that here or should I go down here? I should probably go in the south first. Let's come to the south. Well, I kind of want to just get this under my control. Yeah, let's go up here first. Actually, hold on. Let me do it like this. So I think we need 4 units in Darkhan, and then over here we would need 6. Yeah, this is a lot of non-Xiongnu. Actually, well, it'd be fairly easy to colonize this using money because there's a lot of Xiongnu population nearby. Let's actually go to the south because doing money colonization down here... Oh, there's also Xiongnu down here, to be fair. I think it matters more that we go to the south first. So we'll come up and colonize this, because the thing is, okay, let me back up. I think for places like this that have a lot of non-Xiongnu population living here already, it's going to be easier to do money colonization than it is to do settler colonization, because you need to have enough settlers to be more than the local people. So let's come down here. These places have very low population, so I think we should be able to do this fairly well. So we'll give this a try. Yeah, because we're still in the negative stability because of that AE, this will be a good use of that stability right now. You know, what I might have done actually before is I might have had divine sacrifices going. I think that might have been what was going on. Yeah. I may need to go for divine sacrifices again. Being below 50 stability and having it be this negative is not great. Spread of ideas from Chu. Good stuff. Getting there. Definitely getting there. Very excited to get to that. Fortress in Lucheng is complete. Good. Alright. Am I paying for these guys, by the way? I'm not sure if I can see that very easily. Yeah, so we're going to test out exactly how colonization will work down here in just a moment. feud. Two of our tribesmen have come forward today to ask for help settling ownership over a gold amphora they found. Yushujian Helion believes it belongs to him, as he was the one to find it, whereas Tuki Helion says it belongs to him, as it was discovered on his land. Okay, so we've got the Elder and the Researcher. I don't care about either of their loyalty. They both have very high loyalty, so I don't really think I want either of these. I could get it. 5 Tyranny, that's fine. 100 gold, that's great. They both have enough loyalty. Or 6 Stability for free. This is a pretty good time to get 6 Stability, because I can then, after this migration is done, immediately set up another migration. It belongs to the gods. I would rather have 6 Stability than 100 gold right now. So that is pretty good. Also, for what it's worth, these guys are actually technically light infantry. Hold on, wait a minute. Could I use migrators to assault forts? Is that possible? Because this is a normal army, isn't it? Oh my god. Did I just discover the most cursed strategy? Boys, we're going to migrate into the walls. Okay. I need to think about whether that makes sense, because 5 stability to get... That being said, you know what? With my cavalry-heavy army composition, paying 5 stability to get, like, potentially over a dozen assaulter units could actually maybe be worth it. I have to think about that. I have not considered that possibility, but yeah, I'm going to consider that. I'm not going to do that right now, obviously, but that's an interesting idea. Pay 5 stability to get more assaulting units. I guess the issue is they don't have a leader. Oh, I could actually assign a commander to this force. You normally can't assign commanders when you're playing as a tribe, but I can to this force because it's a bit like a legion. Okay, so this is what I thought. So it looks like the way this works is we have the same number as the ones that are here. It says 2 because there's already 2 units here. So let's go ahead and start just colonizing as we move our way this direction. Got an uninhabitable pass down here. That's fine. All right. Settle. So Haya becomes owned by Xiongnu. 2 migrant cohorts will be disbanded and settle as 2 tribesmen of our dominant culture and religion. Remember, this is a force allegedly of 1 tribesman and 10 slaves. So this is a great way to get more tribesmen. There we go. On we move. Good stuff. Yep, and because these are all Xiongnu spots, I'm going to get even more Xiongnu population as we proceed through here. Yeah, the idea of using migration to get units to do assaults is definitely kind of interesting, but I'd have to kind of plan that pretty thoroughly. On we go. Yeah, once this set of units are done, I'll set up another migration right away so that we're not having this much stability loss, and that stability is not going to waste. And then this is uninhabitable, so we can't settle this directly. We'll just claim it once we control the rest of the territory. Okay. Almost bordering Heizhongxi now. They do not like us. Can't blame them, but yeah. On we go. Actually, hold on. This place has a lot of people in it. What is this place of? This place is citizens and freemen. What is this? Was this a city before? I think this. I don't know what's going on. I don't think we actually have enough to settle over here. I guess we'll find out in a moment. They'll do another test here. See if we can settle in Shangjiang. No, we cannot. We need 6 migrants for this. Okay, so what we can do instead, we can actually back up and settle in Langshan and then colonize it with money from Langshan using these tribesmen. I think that's probably our best way to use these tribesmen down here. I could move them up and colonize this stuff with this group, but I'd rather actually maybe just colonize this with another migration up in this area. I think I want to try and secure this stuff down here as fast as I can. So let's back over here to Langshan and get settled in Langshan itself. 13k manpower max. Pretty good. Alright. Langshan is very, very, very populous now, but not for long. Now, nicely, these are all Xiongnu population as well, so I'll get another Xiongnu citizen and freeman from this arrangement. There we go. Now we've secured the inexplicable steppe ruin city of Shuxiang down here. Possibly a capital for the province as well. It is in an important choke point. It's a little hard to make sense of with all the lines around here, but Guangmu and Zhangyang do border Shuxiang, and the rest of this area is blocked off by mountain passes and whatnot. So Shuxiang is actually a choke point down into the Shuofang region. So I probably want to actually make this the capital and fortify it. Yeah, I almost for sure want to do that. I can also move one more population in here to colonize Nuoshui and just keep it going. I thought this might have been an oasis for a second. I got kind of excited. But no. Alright, let's move one more pop over from Langxiang. Ooh, we got gemstones over here. Is gemstones a mine building? I think I definitely want to set up a gemstone mine at Langxiang. Gemstones is a really important resource for the Civ level countrywide. Alright, let's colonize this. Okay. That was probably a pretty good use of 5 stability, or even less than 5 stability, so I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, I think we want to go ahead and make Shuxiang the provincial capital. It's not a great location for a city generally because it's steppe, but it is an important strategic location, so I want to make it my capital, make it the provincial capital, and I want to fortify it. Let's go ahead and trade for... I forgot to switch off my vegetable trade. Whoops. Missed out on a little bit of money, but that's fine. Let's trade for spices, I guess. Actually, no. Let's trade for elephants. Actually, I think I'd rather get the extra output in my provincial capital over the 0.5 more money. So let's trade for elephants with the Marians. Actually, we already have an elephant trade. What am I doing? Goofball moment right there. Let's trade for spices. And yeah, actually, let's just trade for spices fully. Yeah, let's not be playing around right now. Yeah. Okay. Although, now that I've done that, let's actually change that for a moment. Stop the elephant trade for a sec. Trade for stone. Those, like, Marian merchants that I'm talking to are just probably having a headache as I try to explain what I'm doing. Now that we got the stone trade, let's fortify... Let's see here. Yeah, stone and capital. Fortify Shuxiang. Now we go back and we stop trading for stone. Unless we want to fortify somewhere else. I don't really think so right now. I think we're fine right now. Now stop trading for stone. Trade for elephants once more. From Maria. Thanks. Cool. Alright, and I think we should go ahead and do another migration now. Let's see here. One sec. Okay. Okay. Alright, so migration order, we want to do it as a colonization. I guess, okay, here's the thing. So migration, it would require us to get 3 Xiongnu, and we'd need 5 Xiongnu. So that's 8 Xiongnu. We could certainly get 8 Xiongnu just by moving tribesmen around, or moving slaves around, but we could also just move those units around to do money colonization of these 2 spots. I think because there's not really anywhere else in this area that needs to be taken over using migratory units, I think I'd rather just try to do another migration to get the rest of Yinshan North. Yeah. Also, that would get me into Mobe, and doing this up here would get me making gains, and then I'd actually almost be able to finish the mission tree right now. So let's get that going here. Let's first do the migration into the rest of, actually no, let's first try to get the rest of Transbaikal. Okay, so we need to get enough Xiongnu to colonize. Let's see here. What's the best spot to do it from? I think there's a lot of Xiongnu over here, right? Yeah. Let's move just as much of Xiongnu into north. Hold on. Xiongnu up here. sort of. We're going to need 8 in North Jishuji. Okay. I think we need 3. We need 5 and 3. So we got 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's a dingling. All right. So we need 4. 4, 5. That's 5. We need 2 more non-Xiongnu that are tribesmen. There we go. Okay, that's perfect. Colonize this. Okay, and then we do it from Darkhan. Okay, we need 4 Xiongnu. Basically, that's it. There we go. Perfect. There we go. I'm glad I did not do a migration for that. That was a much better use of my resources. Making gains. 15 pops in Darkhan are assimilated Xiongnu culture. Ooh. I should move other pops into Darkhan to take advantage of this. I think it's worth actually spending a fair bit of gold to get as many pops as possible assimilated like that for free. So let's take this chance to move as many non-Xiongnu tribesmen into Darkhan as possible. And it's only the culture, so let's not look at the religion. Let's not try to focus on the religion as well. So let's first actually be even cheekier and move 4 Xiongnu out of Darkhan to make more room. Let's move them to Bayanor. So the 4 Xiongnu in Darkhan, let's move them out. Okay, good. And then in Darkhan, let's move 12 non-Xiongnu into Darkhan from all over the area. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Let's focus on tribesmen for now. 8, 9, 10, 11. What? Oh, never mind. I thought I got the mission a second time, but I was just getting another pop-up. Got confused for a moment. Let's move 1 more in here. Maximum cheese. There we go. 15 non-Xiongnu are now 14 Xiongnu? Okay, a little unclear what's happened here, but we got most of them turned into Xiongnu, so that is pretty good. And I was about to say this would be a great spot to do a migration from, but allegedly the dominant culture is not Xiongnu, which doesn't seem to be true. I think the dominant culture is Xiongnu. Let's wait for the monthly tick and see if that fixes that. Yes, okay. This would be an ideal place to now do a migration from. In fact, what I should probably do is fill it with even more units to do a migration with, to save money, or rather to save the cost on stability. So let's literally use the rest of our money to move more units into Darkhan. Just crowd it with people. And at this point, it actually would be fine if they were not Xiongnu, as long as I think as long as the Xiongnu remain the dominant culture. So I can move non-Xiongnu, even more non-Xiongnu into here, including slaves. Let's move all the slaves in here. Actually, yeah, let's focus actually on moving slaves in here specifically. Okay, that's all of our money. I could have traded for vegetables to get 1 more movement there, but that's fine. Okay, 20 migration units. I will have to recolonize Darkhan with money. I'll have to set that up. That may take a moment, but I think it is worth it to get this migration going. Okay. There we go. Oh, wait, I didn't have to. There was enough people. What? Okay. This is a bit of a glitch, and this might be why earlier I only got 14 Xiongnu. because I actually still have a unit here, or I still have a population here. I think this is just a weird glitch because this is modded terrain. I'm not really sure what's going on, but 20 migrators, where are they going to go? Over here. Let's begin their long journey. All right, this is goofy, but it is working. So the long migration from the north begins. Good stuff. 14k manpower now. Holy moly. We're about to get even more once this stuff joins my nation. Also down here, I believe this entire province can now become... I think this province should go into Borderlands, because all of these Xiongnu pops will be generating manpower. And yeah, sure, in this one spot I have one non-Xiongnu, but other than that, this is entirely Xiongnu, so this province should be switched into Borderlands. This one Xiongnu, I don't mind if they are not in the right thing. Yeah, that's going to be very profitable. Step horses, that's fine. Mario wants wood. Yep. How's Mario doing, by the way? They were doing pretty good. Trade influx. Our trade agreement with Zhao has yielded a splendid return on investment, along with the flow of wealth between our two states. The movement of people is accelerating. Yeah, I'll say that for sure. Our city of Longcheng has been blessed with a wave of fresh migrants who believe they stand a better chance at building their lives in Xiongnu. Who are we to deny them? We get a noble and a freeman of different cultures. Or I could get 2 slaves. And Zhao is mad at me. I'm not really that nervous about Zhao. Zhao's allied with Wei. I think it's probably fine to make some... I'd rather have these units be slaves, because if they're not changing their culture, they just cause a lot of unhappiness in an important city by being of the wrong culture, so they will find no fortune here. Sorry, Zhao. You're going to have to deal with it. It is what it is. I don't even have the gold to do that. Alright. So once I get this, Yinshan North gains a great bonus. I get a claim on, well, that won't matter. And then this, I'll get 5 Xiongnu Freemen in Fuyanju. That's pretty good. And this will give me extra Marshal for Jisoo and the Triumph modifier for 10 years. I think my Triumph modifier from the previous mission has ended by now. Yep, that is a sure thing. This has been a pretty good use of my peacetime. I'm not just sitting around, I'm actually doing stuff. Definitely have enough room in our AE ceiling to go to war with Jushi when our truce with them is up. 1st of September 76. Confiscated. In a stroke of luck, it appears that Manus Vare Kasake has attracted a hefty fine after he was discovered avoiding import fees on exotic items from Zhao. To pay this pecuniary penance, that's an alliteration, Manus Vare is forced to sell a large tract of land in Shuanghe, which is, I believe, my new... No, that's Shujiang. I don't know where Shuanghe is. North Beijing. Oh, I'm not going to find it. If we consider it worthwhile, we might be able to acquire this land on behalf of the state. Ooh. Waive the fine. I guess we were rivals? Okay. This guy gets more loyalty. He's just some guy. Zhao gets opinion of me. Oh, waive the fine. That's fine. Who's Zhao? Zhao's down here. Another Wei ally. Okay. No big deal. Yeah, I think that we might be able... I guess in an emergency situation, I could organize my population and then raise large armies of them as migrators and use them in the war. For example, if Qin were to attack me, which I sure hope they won't, but if they were to do that, I could spend a lot of money, you know, as an alternative to hiring mercenaries. I would probably want to do that first, but as an emergency backup option, I could raise migrators and use them during civil war ends. Okay. Use them for that purpose. Oh my gosh, Neria. These guys have really colonized this, like, uncolonized area pretty thoroughly. That's kind of interesting. Dai is going crazy. Wow. Okay. I'm just kind of looking around. Yeah. Basically what I would have expected. Incidentally, can I see, like, the ranking of the most powerful nations? I think somewhere you can see that. I can't remember. Faith of Kufioti. Never has a more devout man existed than Kufioti Quailin. Our people clamor at the very doors of the temple, demanding that we declare a feast in his honor. Yep, I will happily trade 18 gold for 6 stability. That is another potential migration, actually. So let's wait until this migration is done. I think you can have multiple migrations at the same time. I'm just doing it like this because I want to make sure I'm not doing stuff inopportunely. Settling old scores. Jisu Luwandi, there's a delicate matter that requires your personal attention. We've heard reports that Wuz Huliu Luwandi has been threatening to kill Zulu Quanku Helion over real estate. It seems that they both want the same property in Longcheng, and neither is backing down. The war of words has continued to escalate over the last few weeks, and just last night, Zulu Quanku was attacked outside of his home and was badly beaten, ultimately losing an eye. Ouch. While we normally wouldn't trouble you with such things, your blood relation with Wuz Huliu complicates the issue. Zulu Quanku has been telling everyone that you sent your henchmen over there to teach him a lesson, and people are starting to listen. This is some guy and the wise one, so I don't really care about either of them. I'd rather gain 3 tyranny than spend 20 gold at the moment, so I'll do it like this. I'll lose 5 popularity, though. That's fine. It is what it is. If I could just change this to be like a plains tile with water or a farmland style, this would be an amazing national capital. But nope, it's not to be. Longcheng will remain. Newfound tribesmen. After certain disagreements internally in Jushi, a group of tribesmen have left Gao Changbi and are looking for a new home in Qizhou Jingzhen. Though they are somewhat different to our own people, they would surely integrate into our society quickly enough. On the other hand, accepting these exiles from Jushi could put us at odds with their old home. The tensions are already running high between the two groups. We should carefully consider if it is worth it. One tribesman and conflict with the Jushi. I'm going to have conflict with the Jushi in a year, so that's fine. Yeah. Xiongnu is always open to new tribes who wish to join us. Come on in. Join the party. Why not? Alright. Okay, so let's see here. I need 4. So this is the other province, so we probably don't want to go down here right now. We're already reaching these, like... Is this Chinese? This is probably considered a Chinese. I think we basically reached China at this point. Yeah, because I think these are all considered Chinese. I mean, Liang maybe also as well. I don't remember, actually, how far north China goes geographically. So it's also because of the warping of the world in this part of it. It's kind of hard to tell anyways, but I think we're in China at this point, or we're near China. Yeah, but these are like, this is like Chinese city-style population numbers. Oh yeah, look at this. It has the tribal appearance, though, so who can say? Whatever the case. So we need 4. We need 6. Wait, hold on. Oh, okay. It's actually, hold on, the province ends here, so we need 4. 4, that's 8. 9. Okay, we have enough. And then 4, and then 5. And I think the rest I'm going to send actually backwards. I guess I could colonize into this area too. Oh, you know what? I could get a region split with Modong. That would be kind of crazy. Yeah, I should do that. I should get that region split while I have this opportunity. North, take this stuff. Let's see. Oh, I could get 2 region splits. A region split with Modong and a region split with Bing as well. Okay. We have decided on what we're doing. Yes, we're going to do it like that. Okay, so that's 2. Oh, this is actually quite a lot. No, wrong spot. 3. So 2 and 3, that's 5. Alright. And then the remainder... I guess we could also go and get this stuff as well. But it may be better not to border all these people. If I create this, I'd be bordering Yan. I guess I'll border Yan anyways, but I'd also start bordering Qi, who is a pretty major power over here in this area. Oh, wow, they are actually, yeah, they're not just over in this area. They're one of the major Chinese, yeah, they're one of the Chinese major powers. I definitely don't want to start bordering Qi if I can help it. I won't border them here because there's the impassable terrain in the way. I guess I will border them if I get this as well. I guess it can't be helped. So we should probably secure all this if we can. So what does this cost? This costs 2. This costs 1. Okay. We'll have 3 left. Alright. The Xiongnu migration will finally come to an end over here. I think these guys I want to... Let's see. I think these guys will go back... Where would they go back to? I might just have them go back to Longcheng, honestly. Yeah. I think that's probably the best use for them. There's no more colonization to do over in this area, so I think that's fine. Barbarians. Where? Over here. I can deal with that. Turn the army on. Actually... What culture are these guys? Oh, they're Xiongnu barbarians? Turn the army off. They can come on in, spread more tribesmen. I'm happy with that. Alright, settle. And you come up here and settle that. I can actually just do it with money. I'm about to do it with the tribesmen, so I'll do it with the tribesmen. Settle. There we go. Unfriendly neighbors. After we accepted the tribesmen into Zhijiao Jingzhen, it seems Jushi have declared us an enemy of their nation. As we worried about, they did not care much for us agreeing to take on some of their tribesmen. We should look out for potential hostilities from our neighbors now that our relations have soured to this point. Otherwise, we might all find ourselves at the wrong end of a pike. Yeah, okay, sure, Jushi. Yeah, I'm real scared of Jushi. Yeah, they've definitely got me quivering, you know, in my boots. Like, whatever will I do against Jushi? Famously a nation I have rarely succeeded in war against, and have no hope of defeating in future conflicts. Alright, so you are going to settle here, and then come down here, and create that border with Qi. Yeah, so... How does Qi and Qin feel about each other? So Qi is allied with Yan. Where is Yan? Oh, Yan's up here. Okay. Okay, so this is good to know. So I'm going to start bordering Yan in a moment here on 2 fronts. So Yan is... what is this border war? How did this even happen? There's Yan down here. There's Yan up here. Okay, so Yan and Qi are you know, clicked up. Xiongnu Bulsa, who are they? Oh, it's this random little goober over here. Okay, so Qi currently is controlling, you know, the extreme northeastern Chinese areas and sort of northern Korea. And they're in a team with Yan. Actually, hold on. Qi and Yan are both Chinese. Well, these are actually... I thought Yan was a tribe. Okay, I'm wrong about that. Yan and Qi are both Chinese monarchies. Yan is just not in a great spot right now. These guys up here are all tribes. Okay. Okay. I think we got that figured out. the governor in Modang. I'll deal with that in just a moment once I finish all my movements. There we go. We also have now finished into Mobe. Get a good modifier in Inshan North. And we can do this, free Freeman in Toy Rom, which I believe is up here somewhere. Toy Rom. Maybe we shouldn't do this right now while the barbs are... Actually, I guess it's fine, because it's just population. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. And then note down here, this will finish. Settle here. Good. Trade with Key. That's a good sign that they're not about to attack me. Good. Settle this and come up here. Yeah, the Xiongnu's reach continues to expand worryingly. If I was like the Chinese down here, I would be concerned about this, but fortunately settling doesn't give you aggressive expansion. You'd think it would, but I guess they decided not to make it work like that. I don't border this? What? This is the most questionable non-bordering I've ever seen. This may need to adjust in the end turn. Yeah, because I surround this. Maybe technically because I don't surround this, but I do surround... I'm not sure. Once I take on Yan, I'm sure I'll get this as well. Whatever the case. All right. Good stuff. We now have 2 more regions. Okay. 1st of June, 475. In fact, one thing I might want to do is reorganize my governorships generally as our power expands. Okay, so Jisoo is always the leader of Mobe, of course. This guy here, 8. Let's see, he's 50 years old. The governor traits are fine. Yeah. Corruption is not great, but it's not rising, which is good. Okay, let's see here. Over here in Liang, 7 is okay in terms of governor traits. Bad trait, good trait. So not great, but he's fine for Liang. No corruption as well. And then for these new spots, I just need governors that have some charisma, because these places won't be happy because they're wrong culture and I think also wrong religion. Oh, actually, no, these guys are all Hu, so just wrong culture group. So we just need governors with some charisma and ideally no corruption. That's the main goal at the moment. Yikes. This is the best we're going to get. I guess 5 will have to do. 5 is like the lowest I'd ever do ever. Nether Hellion, that seems like kind of overkill, but I guess this is where we are. No corruption, and you have base 15%? From what? Oh, because you are... do you have a trait giving you corruption? I don't know. I don't want 15% corruption at the moment, so let's go for the lower finesse guy who has no corruption. Good martial character, too. Okay, so... let's see here. I think I'll make the Modong governor... I'll make it the guy with, let's see here. Yeah, I'll make it Yitu Yuludi. And down here, I will make it Wushilu Hellion. That will have to do for now. I could also change their policies too. There's a lot of Xiongnu around here because I did this through colonization. What I probably want to do... I will set these to assimilation. There's enough non-Xiongnu where it's worth doing assimilation over here. Just to have it in the background. And then over here, this place is only... Well, yeah, we'll put it to assimilation just because it'll also have an effect later on. Okay. This is a complicated game. I hope that this updates later on. I'm not 100% sure, but I've been wondering if I'd get some impassable terrain glitchiness with this mod, and so far, no, but we'll see if this updates. But whatever the case, I think that's going to be it for this episode of the Xiongnu campaign. Actually, hold on, we have our one migrator returning. Yeah, we'll wait for him to come back to Longcheng. We'll just add 3 more tribesmen to Longcheng. That seems like a pretty good idea. We have to start repopulating our north a little bit, but Whatever the case, that's going to be it for this episode of the Xiongnu Campaign, one of our more active peacetime episodes that we've had. And in the next episode, we will definitely reach the end of our truce with Jushi and be able to go to war with them. They've not picked up any allies at all. In fact, I can probably next episode start off by raising my armies and getting them organized to just plow through and take on Jushi. And then our truce with Jiru will be up as well soon after. Yeah, so we can probably actually keep some of the armies in the north to then just go plow through Jiru. Jiru has joined they've joined a defensive league with Daze, which might be a problem, but probably won't be a problem. Now that we have a presence in Modong, I'm comfortable moving in, maybe even taking more territory. There's a lot more stuff that we can colonize with migrators. And one nice thing about colonizing with migrators is we have a more consistent way to ensure we have some Xiongnu population presence up here. We can definitely take on this sort of northern corner up here. But whatever the case, let's end this episode a little on the earlier side within my time range, just because I had a lot of episodes at 59 minutes or so. So that's going to be it for this episode of the Xiongnu Campaign. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.